our goal is to find using resources efficiently for a circular economy in the EU, and we wrote down a couple of things that we think will help do this topic. First thing is we need to better public transport and better bike infrastructure and higher taxes on people with multiple cars. So we want to raise taxes for people who have more than 2 cars. I think it's unnecessary to have more than let's say 2 vehicles for let's say per family. And then better bike infrastructure. It's healthier and better for the environment to use a bike for transport, and also better public transport across countries. Let's say in Japan, they have amazing public transport with trains. We want to implement that into the EU so that people could travel better. Also, recycling. Recycling is a great way to help the environment and also to stop using recycling and also reusing old clothes and finding ways to use things. Also, bigger sanctions on throwing garbage outside the designated areas. We think that it would be better to have sanctions for people who throw their garbage out, let's say out the car window or not in the trash can, because scaring people works. It sounds awful, but scaring people into not throwing their garbage on the street works, and it will make the streets safer, cleaner, and also stop pollution of garbage. The next thing we wrote down is bring your own bags to the shop, not use plastic bags. The EU has banned, I think, the use of plastic bags, but we want to limit also straw use and different singular use plastic objects like cups, plates, forks, and knives. And as well, we want to stop fast fashion brands who mass produce a lot of clothes. There's a lot of clothes that are not in use, and you can use those second hand. So you can buy clothes second hand. Those are our 5 topics that we wrote down.
So our thing is about equality, so equality between men, women, gender, race, all sorts of stuff. And our first thing is equal payment for both male and female. In a lot of countries, even still in the European Union, women get paid a lot less than men. So we do believe that women deserve the same amount of money for the same work they do. And the second one, the second one kind of also belongs with the first one, and it's equality in education. As we all know, if you have a high education, if you can go to university, you will get better jobs and you will get paid more, which also causes less poverty and stuff. But in a lot of countries, boys are able to go to university a lot more than women, because as they told me, that let's say you want to go to medical school, boys have a higher chance of getting into medical school, and it's a shame because women are just as smart as boys, so you need to be able to make those rights the same for men and women. The third one we have is make public transportation more accessible for disabled people. Let's say you're in a wheelchair, you can't just go walk on a bus, you need a little bit help with that. So you can put ramps in buses, so you can just go on there, and it will make their life easier. And let's say they have a job on the other side of town, it will be a lot easier for them, and they can also have better jobs, which also causes a lot less poverty. The fourth one is higher punishments for certain crimes. Let's say rapists they can get longer sentences or different sentences than now. Because we just Googled it, and rapists in Bulgaria only get 2 to 3 years, which is not a lot, and they need to be punished for what they did. So we either want to give them a longer sentence or obviously another one. And the fifth one is LGBTQ plus people are allowed to marry whoever they want. So same-sex marriage should be legal everywhere. Because in a lot of countries this is not acceptable, even in Italy, as they told me, which is very sad because people need to be able to love who they want, and marriage is a part of loving somebody. So my group and I, we really think that everybody deserves the same rights in that. Yeah.
So our topic is protecting our democracies, and we focused on the younger generations because mainly when we're talking about democracy, we think about the communist and I don't know, these other kinds of governments, and mainly here's a phone.
Don't mind this.
So mainly these affect mainly the younger generations, and they try to put a great impact on them, and that's why we think that it's essential to give enough and more true information for the younger generations. And our first proposal that contributes to protecting our democracies will be that European studies should be obligatory in schools as completely separated subjects, taught in a fun and interactive way. For example, 1 lesson per week, because in nowadays we can only meet with the European situation and the cases in the European Union, maybe, but not for sure, in geography lessons and maybe, or history lessons, but it's in our opinion it's not enough because we forget it and it's just like a test. You take it, it's 5 and you forget it. But if it were, I don't know, obligatory, and if it was a must to take an exam, I don't know, for example, studying it for 4 years and after it's taking an exam, we would remember it and we would have it in our mind. And we consider this really important because me, for example, and I think everybody else in this room who is a student don't know enough things about the European Union because it's just not interesting. I'm really not interested in it because I don't see them, I don't hear about them. Especially in Hungary, we hate the Brussels because the government says that
Brussels is guilty.
It's true. The government tried to persuade people to hate. Yeah, the government. I say this is not accident. So the government, for example, in Hungary, tells us to hate Brussels because the bureaucratic and everything these, and people in my age don't care about it and they accept it. And okay, they are the bad, we are the good. Okay, so that's why we consider making European studies obligatory in high schools as well. Obligatory because democracy can be protected, because if it's not done, the younger generations will not care about voting, and if they don't care about elections, then the parties can easily control the voters. And our second proposal would be that. I'm sorry.
You must write the text. My maximum is 20 words.
I know.
More than 20
This
words.
is 20 words.
More than 20 words.
One proposal is 20 words, but I had to explain it. The second proposal, European one studies should make the European Union more reachable for younger generations by using social media and putting more effort in making it more interesting for the youth. It's a little bit more than 20 words, but can I explain it? So, using social media and putting more effort in making it more interesting, we mean that I'm completely not interested in the social media accounts of the European Union, because I haven't seen them, but I guess there's no interesting topic on it, and I think if the European Union had I don't know, like people who manage it and put more effort in it to make it more reachable for younger generations, for example, memes and what's more interesting for us, then we may find it more interesting.
Okay, thank you for the silence.
In our opinion, Europe by 2030 Europe should teach to other people to use electronic devices. Europe should focus on improving the coverage of the connection on its territory. Europe should regulate the use of artificial intelligence. New rules for internet should be created. Europe should focus on the rules for using people's privates. I think these goals are achievable and will be of great help to the people of the European Union. That's it.